The first scream came from the navigation deck. High Executive Rail was in the middle of rehearsing his victory speech when the doors slammed open and a junior officer stumbled inside, all four of his eyes wide with terror. "Executor!" the officer shrieked. "There's been a mistake. A catastrophic one." Rail clicked his mandibles in irritation. "If this is about the fuel tithe again, deal with it later. We are hours away from—" "No, sir," the officer said, voice shaking. "It's about the raid on the outer spiral colony. The one labeled primitive, non-threatening." Rail paused. That raid had been routine. Easy plunder. Low-risk genetic specimens. Cultural artifacts for collectors. Nothing worth interrupting him over. "What about it?" Rail demanded. The officer swallowed. "One of the retrieval teams. They brought something back. Something alive." Rail relaxed slightly. "Then process it. Or sell it." "Why are you—" "It's a child," the officer blurted. "A human child." The room went silent. Every officer froze. Even the ship's ambient hum seemed to quiet, as if the vessel itself was listening. Rail felt a cold ripple crawl beneath his exoskeleton. "Say that again," he said slowly. The officer's voice cracked. "A human. Juvenile. Approximately 6 standard cycles old." Someone in the back whispered, "You idiot!" Rail's mandibles trembled. Humans were not classified as a threat species. Not officially. But every seasoned commander knew the truth. The whispered briefings, the blacked-out after-action reports, the worlds quietly erased from star charts. "You stole," Rail said softly, "a human child?" The officer nodded. Rail screamed. The middle of the disaster arrived exactly 13 minutes later. That was how long it took for the human response to begin. At first it was nothing dramatic. No massive fleets jumping in. No planet-cracking weapons. Just a signal. Narrowband, unencrypted, and calm. The translator rendered it instantly. "This is a recovery notice. Return the child. You have 5 hours." Captain Relk, commander of the ship's weapons, scoffed nervously. 5 hours? That's generous." "No," Rail said, his voice hoarse. "That's merciful." Another officer laughed. "Humans are barely spacefaring. Their ships are crude. Their weapons inefficient." Rail rounded on him. "Do you know why their weapons are inefficient?" The officer hesitated. "Because they don't design them to win wars," Rail said. "They design them to end them." The laughter died. Reports flooded in from the outer sensors. Human vessels were appearing, but not warships. Cargo haulers. Medical frigates. Exploration craft. Old, battered things held together by scars and stubbornness. "Why so many civilian-class vessels?" someone asked. Rail's voice dropped to a whisper. "Because they're not here as soldiers." He looked at the display where hundreds of human ships drifted silently, forming a loose perimeter around the stolen child's location. "They're here as family." In the holding bay, the child sat cross-legged on the cold metal floor, humming to herself. Her name was Lily. She had stopped crying an hour ago. The alien guards had expected fear, screaming, pleading. Instead, she asked for water. Then food. Then, politely, if anyone had seen her stuffed rabbit. The guards didn't know what to do with that. One of them, a veteran named Kesh, crouched carefully several meters away. You are not afraid?" Lily shrugged. "I was. But Mom says if I'm scared for too long, I should take deep breaths." Kesh felt something twist painfully in his chest cavity. "Your mother will not be pleased." Lily nodded seriously. "Yeah. She gets real quiet when she's mad." Kesh flinched. Outside the bay, the ship's hull shuddered. Not from attack but from something worse. A message cut through every system simultaneously, overriding safeguards with surgical precision. Time remaining. 4 hours. The translation lagged just long enough to make it terrifying. By the 3rd hour, the galaxy began to shift. Human allies arrived. Not in fleets but in stories made real. A crystalline species whose sun humans had saved centuries ago by detonating a device inside themselves to reignite it. A machine intelligence that owed its freedom to a human engineer who taught it the concept of mercy. A warrior race that had once faced extinction, until humans stood between them and annihilation with nothing but outdated rifles and unbreakable resolve. They all came. And none of them spoke. Vrail stared at the tactical display, horror mounting. They didn't call for help, he whispered. They didn't need to. Captain Relk slumped into his chair. Executor. Even if we return the child now. A new transmission arrived. This one was video. A human female appeared on screen. She wore civilian clothing. No armor. No insignia. Her eyes were red. Her face calm in a way that radiated restrained fury. My name is Dr. Elena Carter, she said evenly. I am Lily's mother. Vrail felt his limbs go numb. You took my daughter, Elena continued. Not as a soldier. Not as a hostage. But as a mistake. She leaned closer to the camera. I want you to understand something. Humans don't go to war over territory. Or pride. Or resources. Her voice softened, and somehow that was worse. We go to war for our children. Behind her, the screen widened. Not to weapons, but to millions of human faces. Civilians. Elderly. Children holding handmade signs. Bring Lily home. You have 1 hour, Elena said. After that we stop asking. The transmission ended. The final hour was chaos. Vrail ordered the child returned immediately. Escape pods were prepared. Apologies drafted. Reparations offered. But panic breeds stupidity. A low-ranking noble aboard the ship, owner of the raid, refused. She's valuable, he snarled. A bargaining chip. Before Vrail could respond, the human ships moved. Not aggressively. Not chaotically. Precisely. Every weapon system on Vrail's ship shut down simultaneously. Life support flickered but stabilized. Navigation locked. A human voice spoke through the comms, calm and instructional. We've disabled your ability to harm yourselves. You're welcome. Kesh burst into the command deck carrying Lily. Enough, he shouted. This ends now. He knelt, gently placing Lily on the floor. I am sorry, he said to her, voice breaking. All of us are. Lily smiled. It's okay. Can I go home now? Yes, Kesh whispered. Please. The bay doors opened. A single human shuttle drifted inside. White, unarmed, its hull marked with a child's drawing of stars. Elena Carter stepped out. She ran. She scooped Lily into her arms, sobbing openly. For a moment, no one breathed. Then Elena looked up. Her eyes met Vrail's. You made a mistake, she said quietly. So did we once. We thought the universe was dangerous. She hugged her daughter tighter. It is, she finished. But not because of monsters. The human ships withdrew. The Allied fleets followed. The stars returned to normal. Years later, the incident was taught in every interstellar academy. Not as a battle. Not as a defeat. But as a warning. Never threaten a human child. Because humanity does not respond with rage. They respond with love. And love, when provoked, is the most terrifying force the universe has ever known.